Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today I want to do a quick video on how Hokori beat LGD. I mean, this was pretty crazy, right? I mean, certainly not what you would expect. I don't think anyone would expect this. No hate on Hokori, I'm just saying this is LGD we're talking about. And this game wasn't even close. 34-8, a 35-minute absolute beatdown. Now, to be fair, Hokori did manage to pick up the Marcy and the Morphling, two of the top current meta heroes. And honestly, on the side of LGD, I mean, I think Void is a good hero. A little bit niche, but a good hero. Leshrac, definitely a top meta hero, but I wouldn't say he's broken, at least not in my opinion. Maybe I'll change my mind on that throughout the course of TI. And then we see the Visage, but that certainly did not do great this game at 0-5. So either way, let's take a look at how Hokori dominates, and the main person I'm going to be watching here is Vitaly on his off lane, Marcy. I mean, I guess kind of safe lane this game, but man, oh man, does he put on a performance, and let's check it out. And quickly, I wanted to briefly let you guys know that the Game Leap website is currently 50% off if you use the code POG50 at checkout. I'm telling you this because number one, I think it's a good deal, and number two, I'm making a lot of top tier content over there, live game analysis, replay analysis. I'm going to be uploading some coaching sessions eventually, very, very soon. So I have a lot of things that I think you guys should go check out. So if you're interested in more content like you get here on YouTube and stuff that's really going to help you get to the next level, I'd appreciate it if you could use the code POG50 and get your 50% off, sign up to the website, and I'll see you there. So the first thing I want to mention is one of the main benefits of putting Marcy in the safe lane is often the safe lane will hit level 2 first. This is not a guarantee based on denies, but it's a very common circumstance. It's a common circumstance because the safe lane starts near the safe lane tower, and often the wave gets shoved in. And you can see Vitaly goes for a very confident jump here. Kind of looks like just a bit of harass, right? But we're talking about a Marcy here, and unfortunately Marcy is a stupid hero, and this actually results in somehow a kill. They just auto-attacked him to death off 2 Marcy spells. And you can imagine, even if they didn't get that kill, he would have been more than happy taking that trade and just overall dumping on the Visage's HP pool. So beautifully done from Vitaly to take advantage of his level 2 broken Marcy spike. So the next major thing that happens in this game in particular is the Tiny's gonna roam mid, and this is pretty typical. You're gonna secure the water rune. And you know, I definitely like the play, right? At the end of the day, nothing to say, is going to dominate the lane now, or at least theoretically should. He got a bottle, Analog does not. Analog will have to run back to base. He basically has no choice, at least not in the long run. However, the only problem with contesting mid is it does mean if the enemy has a stack pull, you're going to get screwed by it, and that's exactly what happens. The Tiny's not immediately in lane to contest, and the Visage kind of just gets cut. I mean, that's what happens here, right? The Hokori gets off a massive double pull. I mean, this is a 4 minutes into the game double pull. In the pro scene, you rarely see this happen. Rarely will you see a stack pull 4 minutes in. Because stack pulls, guys, if you can get off stack pulls in your pubs and you're a 5 player, please just do it. It is the most broken thing you can do. It really is. It denies an entire wave. I mean, like, what else do I have to say? It's better than a kill in the early game. No joke. As they get another attempt onto Zinq here, they probably kill him. And this is what I mean. I mean, this lane is dirty. This Marcy snap lane is nasty. I mean, look at the damage. This is a bonus 35 damage on the 2 heroes. He hasn't even committed his W yet, which is obviously going to secure the kill here on the Zinq. And they chunk him down. LGD falling there to Hokori and yeah, Vitaly in particular. And the last thing I really like about Vitaly here is he's actually willing to ulti for the bottom tower. Funny enough, your ulti works on towers. I don't know if you guys know that. I don't know why it does. But it does. Marcy's base attack speed slow of 60 works on towers. Who knows why? I don't know why, but it does. And therefore, he's able to take the bottom tower. Rarely do you see the safe lane tower falling like that, but here we are. Safe lane tower goes down, and Hokori's in a great spot. Seems like their other lanes have done just as well, besides the mid. Okay, apparently the Zeus is 2-0. He must have gotten some kills with the ulti. Oh yeah, he just rotated bottom. So PSG.LGD does this play that I quickly want to talk about, which I call swinging the carry. At least I'll call it that for the sake of the video so you guys can understand it in the future if I use the term again. But basically what he's doing is the Visage is going to swing the top, so they grouped up to take bottom tower. This is going to enable Void to have kind of a comfortable area to farm. Void doesn't really want to sit in this portion of the map because often the enemy will invade this at this point of the game. Of course, they could look to smoke from their mid tier 1, which they still have, which is really impressive against the Leshrac, right? But they could look to smoke and kill the Void, that's definitely an option. But typically the map play will play up, and so you bring your more threatening hero, the Visage, towards the top side of the map. He can farm the jungle camps a lot better as well, so this kind of general setup, especially when you're on Radiant, is really, really nice. So LGD does this very, very frequently. They do it this game. They swing the Visage. He's actually keeping the lane back. This is how you know the game is desperation. And honestly, I've done this in my games, and it feels kind of bad, but like, Faithbeyond is literally denying the creep wave because he's so afraid. He thinks that his best possible farm... Oh my god, he has a backpack Vlad's. Please, Faithbeyond, no. 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 Swap it in. No. Alright, it wouldn't have mattered, but still, come on. No way he doesn't swap this shit in. What is he looking at? What? No way he keeps playing with this in his backpack. There's no chance. Please. There's no way. What is this? Swap it in. There's no way. He was not... Oh my gosh, he doesn't realize. How? Does he not look at his items? What? I mean, I'm not going to say that this is the reason they lost the game. I mean, he has bigger problems, but he must have lost focus this game. I mean, it will get completed into Wraith Pact, and I'm sure that's going to put it in his inventory, but oh wow, that is the craziest thing I've seen in a long time in a professional match. But okay, moving on ahead. Hokori's going to get Aegis here. They actually get, oh my gosh, what is this Aegis time? They get a 12-minute Aegis? I guess this is just Marcy. This is part of the reason the hero's stupid. It's like, you could have heroes that theoretically can't take Roche, but because of the fact that you just give a jubilean % lifesteal, you can take Roche, and that's exactly what they do. Shred it down with the Morph. I mean, they don't have a Roche comp. You don't look at their heroes and say, oh yeah, Morphling is like, I mean, it's a decent hero. It pumps damage, but usually just can't really do too much, especially not, like I look at these heroes, I don't think Roche, but all right, they take the early Roche. What I really like is they don't overforce, so a lot of teams, they'll get Aegis and they'll feel pressured, but honestly, they scale fine, right? In terms of scaling, they have a Zeus, they have a Morphling. Yeah, the enemy team has Void and Lesh and Visage. They definitely scale really well too, but you know, they're hitting their timings, they're pushing towards this Manta, and actually they are going to look to push up, so they slow play it though. They kind of let the top wave push in, and as everyone connects to top, they do it in a really synergized manner, right? They connect really, really well, as they're going to look to go in, heal up the Morphling with the E. Tiny gets found, so really nice jump. I don't know why Zinq would assume that's safe. A little bit weird, but yeah, they're going to find Faith Beyond in the trees. Snapfire ulti to get vision. Beautifully done. Really, really nice stuff. And they get the kill, and Y walks in too. Uh-oh. 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 That's not good. Morphling Marcy is such a great combo because Marcy, especially like, I mean, at this stage of the game, she can heal up Morphling, but more importantly, throughout the game, it's just a synergetic combo, right? There's so much synergy, right? First of all, the Marcy is always good, even in team fights, but more importantly, it's about how the heroes want to play the fight. Morphling never wants to go in first, because if he does, and he gets gone on, it just is going to force him to shift all strength, and he's going to do like 0 damage, because his W becomes weaker, his autos are obviously much weaker, so you really don't want to go in first as Morphling. You want to let your teammates go in, you want to let the Marcy jump in, hop in with Clock, and follow that up with the Snapfire ulti. And then, you know, if you find a good gap, you can waveform towards and burst someone, right? You can clean up a kill as they find Zinq here. But yeah, it's a really good game combo because Morphling doesn't want to go early BKB unless he has to. And if he has to, well, then he'll just buy BKB, but he'll lack damage. And you'll see Morphlings do that, right? They have no initiator and they feel like they have to go in first and kind of bait. Or if the enemy just has too many, I don't know, just too many answers to his hero, then yeah, he will pick up BKB, but he'll never have to do that with his team comp, and I really like their draft for that reason. The next thing I really like about Hokori this game is their confidence. Honestly, this is so awesome to see. It doesn't seem like to me they're worried that they're playing LGD in the slightest. I think most teams that honestly I would consider tier 2 teams, I mean, I'm not saying Hokori is tier 2, I'm just saying like tier 2 in relation to the other TI teams, right? This is not the team anyone would guess to win the tournament, right? I mean, let's just be real. However, what they're doing here is awesome to me, right? They're willing to play 3 lanes, and you might be like, oh, what does that mean? Why does that matter? That's a confident play, right? This is especially when you're 9k up, not what most teams do. But I think it's really high skill because unfortunately Morphling does get chronoed. I don't know where they had a ward. They must have had a really good ward. How did they do that? How did they make this play? What did Void see? I guess he just saw Morphling on the wave and guessed. Did they scan? They must have scanned, right? Oh no, they saw the adaptive strike. He just chronos. It's a good play. It's a good play. That was really close. They barely got him. Oh my god, the neutral creep. It killed neutral. Oh my god, he died to a neutral creep. That's so sad. But really, the main thing I'm saying is, like, even there, like, let's say they kill the Morphling. Yeah, it's a good play from LGD, right? It's a really high skill play from LGD. So respect to LGD. But also just more respect, really, to Hokori for being willing to split the map and then respawn. Most teams, as I said, they don't have the willingness to do this. They get too afraid that they're going to throw their lead and give away comeback kills. And then what ends up happening is that teams like LGD will say, okay, we scale, we'll just split the map, right? I mean, you're not going to end the game. You're probably not going to go high ground. And if you do, we'll respawn when you go high ground. But they're willing, because it's only 19 minutes in. We're not at the point of the game where you're really going to look to go high ground unless you have like a Drow strat or something like that, or an Aegis around now. Maybe you could try it then. But that's like not probably what they're going to do, right? As they find the tiny. Really good stuff. Kill them off. Waveform, push out the top wave. Zeus has illusions bottom, which is really cool. He's getting out that lane. E-Blade rush. I actually really hate E-Blade on Zeus when people rush it. I just think most people should be buying Aether after Kaya and then back into E-Blade. That's my personal take. I just think it's more reliable. I think personally it's better for positioning purposes, but to be fair, the E-Blade is great against the Chrono. They have a lot of magic damage follow up to the Chrono, so not really, but either way, yeah, I can see it. I just would have liked to see the Aether first. I personally think it's better. Either way, fight breaks out. Let's see how this plays out. So Hokori, great positioning from the clock overall, and the Marcy. They have, this is right. This is great positioning, great setup from Hokori. They have the Marcy in front and the clock in front, spread out so they can't get tiny comboed together. It's very important, right? So they're not going to get comboed together, and they have the two heroes that you would want to get jumped, and then really beautiful stuff from Vitaly. He's just being confident. He's not being a wuss. He doesn't care that it's LGD. He gets a little bit unlucky on the toss-up, but he doesn't care, man. He understands what hero he's playing. He's playing the stupid hero. He's playing this stupid-ass hero. I don't know why it does so much damage, all right? But it does. And he has so much confidence. I love that, right? Because I think, I know I'm repeating this idea of confidence, but man, I've played against teams, not of this caliber. I've never played against LGD, but I've played against EG plenty of times. And I can tell you for a fact, it's really, really hard. You know, EG lol, NA lol, whatever. But it's really, really hard to stay confident, right? To believe in the plays, believe in your intuition. But they're doing it here, no doubt. And just keep in mind, the other game they played, so they won this game. Yeah, they lost game one, but it was really close too. They nearly beat them game one, which was really impressive. But all right, we see them going mid here. Clock in position, going the 4-staff. Seems fine, just an average 4-staff game. Zeus completing up the Aether Lens, so powerful now, level 15. Actually going for, oh, I forgot they got rid of the level 15 health talent. They put it at 10, which he took. But unfortunately, you don't get Heavenly Jump cooldown then, which sucks because it's 4 seconds longer, which is a bit shitty, but okay. Heavenly Jump target, I can see it. This is going to bolt the high ground. They're covering their entrances. They see the Void bottom though, so I think they feel pretty confident that nothing's happening. And now they're going to group up, right? They got the Aegis. They have a Morphling Axe at 24 minutes. This is a gross amount of net worth on the Morphling here, considering he also has his shard, so Chrono will not kill him, at least not quickly. And they're going to Frost Shield up the tower. They're going to stall, but the Marcy's got the E, healing up the Morphling. They're going to go in, they're going to combo him, but he's got the shard, so he can morph during that. Okay, mistake from the Marcy. It happens. She jumped in, didn't BKB. Such is life. You're going to make that mistake. You know, honestly, you're going to make the mistake. You're going to forget to BKB from time to time. Not the end of the world. So they actually find a DD on Morphling here. So they have a bottled up DD on Morph. You would imagine this is about the end of the game. He's going to push in the wave on Zeus. They actually catch, oh, they chronoed a Snapfire. Whoa, really? Is that really a play? The reason why I question that is for the very clear idea that if you chrono snap a support, she's going to respawn and you're going to be able to group up before that chrono, is back up. They're going to smoke for sure on Hokori. They should do something, right, with this chrono being down for 30. So they'll advance, they'll take the outpost. Looks like they don't want to get too overzealous. They did lose some net worth, so great movement from LGD, actually getting away with this play. Oh my god, what? You see this? That is crazy. He has no BKB. He went Mjolnir, Moonshard, Mask of Madness. What the? That is the craziest thing I've seen in a while. I mean, he farms really fast. He doesn't even have his shard. Whoa. This is wild, especially against Zeus. I mean, if you chrono anyone besides Zeus, he's going to instantly force you to time walk out. You cannot man up, right? As what happened here? Okay, so they find the jump. Let's watch it from Clock's perspective. Once again, great positioning. just tanking the ganks with the supports, understanding the positioning. And they don't really have supports that they need for the team fight. Their draft isn't really based around that as much. It's much more based around hyper cores, like high DPS cores with initiating supports or like early-ish game supports, or supports that don't like, you know, they don't have a Wyvern or some Lich or Rubik that they need to worry about keeping alive. Snap is decent, but she's not like some mid to late game dominating hero. You pick her more so to control the early game generally. So she can afford to tank ganks typically because you're not, hopefully she's enabled your early to mid game with good snap ultis being, you know, probably the best early game nuke in the game. And from there, Clock shoving out the waves. They have some bottom issues, but they probably don't have to worry about it as they're actually going to try to run in. They find the Lich. Great break from Y to tank the smoke. It's a good play from the Lich. Giving info, breaking the smoke, buying some time for LGD. They see the Void. They can't do anything about it, but he's following him. I don't think he can really do much, and I think Ame knows that. He's still following him. He's looking at... Oh, what? That's crazy. Why would he do that? The Clock buys back to make sure he can't TP. That's really funny. I mean, I kind of like it. Oh, he's going to cancel it. Oh, my... I mean, honestly, this is high skill as shit from Gardic. But that's crazy. He gets chronoed and then buys back so he can't TP out. That's high skill. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm surprised he chronoed him in the first place, to be honest. It honestly seems like Ame thinks that, hey, we will delay this game. We're going to give up a rack, so I'm going to farm my Scotty. I think that was his concept. And honestly, full respect to Ame. He had a very clear idea of this game. You know, my team, we're kind of screwed. I need to get some, even if it's support kills, I need to get some kills so I can get my Scotty so we have an answer to this Morphling. And he's got the Scotty. I don't know if it's going to matter. Okay. Oh. I don't know about this no BKB build. I mean, it's a concept, but especially when you click Mask of Madness, you're a little vulnerable. You're slightly vulnerable. Maybe more than slightly vulnerable as they take him out. And that's a game from Hokori. Really cool play from Gardic, but all right. Apparently, Hokori's gonna win TI, which is funny. I've beaten this team before. Which means Speed Dota's gonna win TI. I figured it out, guys. I figured it out. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Honestly, really, really happy for Hokori. That's awesome. Anytime you see a team beat LGD that you wouldn't expect to beat LGD, it's something to talk about. But all right, congrats to Hokori. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all. But remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.